That's right. Something complete.
Yes.
Indeed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a slightly sterilized version, number 6 of the Rocket Punch Show. Slightly sterilized. Not fully just yet. We're still working out the kinks on that here. Cameron here, one of your hosts, alongside my partner in crime, who's back from his trip abroad.
Trip abroad, sure. There is one thing I heard of that I thought was kind of a dastardly thing for you to, do while I was gone.
What are you talking about?
Apparently, somebody tried to make the Rocket Punch official best Final Fantasy ever.
What? No. Look, well, it's been a crazy week. A lot of stuff's happened, man. I'm not sure you are understanding what really happened last week.
No. I have a pretty good idea. You waited for me to be gone to try to plant the flag.
I want to be very clear. That had nothing to do with me. Anyone here, we had a special guest on, whatever he said or might have said, he's totally out of my hands,
Well, you know what I got to say to that? We can go ahead and agree to disagree that no Final Fantasy is best Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Sniper Ryan Chat says I saw this coming. Well, damn it! I thought we were going to get away with it.
No, whatever he said in my absence has been made null and void. It did not happen. It doesn't exist. I will go back and purge the record.
There's going to be
just like Well, that was actually about to be a very dark joke. I'm not going to make.
Sometime in the future, there's going to be this small PSA. It's going to be like 3 minutes long from him that's going to pop on the feed like, hey, we want to reference you guys to Rocket Punch Show Episode 5, where some things may have been said that may have been misconstrued. Let me correct the record here. And it's just going to go off. It's going to happen.
Hazmat suits, it's next to the 9mm and the shotgun.
Sniper Eye says, so where are your hazmat suits, gentlemen? I expected Mop 1 posture for this episode. Not yet. We're still okay. I mean, we're going to talk about that a lot tonight, but it's been a crazy week, man.
Crazy week. I can't speak about my employer. It's not allowed by their social media teams and all that stuff. They are very strict about that, as a lot of employers are in this current time frame and this current period of the 21st century. However, I now find myself in having the ability to just have 2 free weeks off.
Okay.
And it's very wonderful because A, it means I'm going to be playing some games in the evenings, but B, I get to finally finish working on my certifications.
It's awesome.
So I'm going to be taking advantage of this time while everyone else is taking their quarantinis and whatever the hell else they want to call them.
Quarantini. First time I heard that tonight, I was like, what? It's a thing?
Well, while everybody else is doing that, I'm going to cook some steaks, work on some certs, and chill out with my dog.
There you go. Do that.
Then, next Sunday, you may or may not see me just on a green screen superimposed next to Cameron.
I'll have to look and see if we figure that out.
If we're both on green screens, you could just put gameplay behind us.
That's true, but then people will get distracted because it'll be like, Cam and Will, get out of the way. I want to watch the game.
Look, just make sure it's something that we played and it's footage from us, and then it'll be so bad they'll want to listen to us.
Sniper Eye in chat says, I'm stuck at the store. We aren't shut down. Yeah.
Sorry.
I still have to go into work too, so I kind of know how you feel, and then, it's a toss-up. It's just been... There's been a lot thrown at us. I mean, we did the coronavirus watch last week, and you thought there were a lot of stuff canceled last week. Oh, boy, howdy.
All it took was a federal national emergency being declared, and guess what? Everything's on fire.
Everything is shutting down, and
one thing I do have to say, though, if you're in the North Alabama area where we are, do yourself a favor. Stay clean, stay socially distant from people you don't know if they're not particularly clean individuals, or just somebody you don't know in general, because we do have a case from on base, as well as there's several in, was it Jackson County, I think, or was it
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know
North
where
Alabama,
the specific
there's
cases
like 5
were,
or 6 cases. So do yourself a favor, stay clean, stay away from everybody else, and just try to stay healthy.
And then not just, for North Alabama, of course, because where we're at, but also anywhere, if anyone in the world who's listening to this, we definitely encourage you guys to stay safe and stay clean. and do what you can. Palace Streams, hello. See you popping in chat here. Kind of during this time, just to, not necessarily we're trying to kill the virus, but basically kind of slow its spread so that way we can definitely manage our resources and hopefully give us time to kind of fight this
disease. And the funny thing that a lot of people need to remember is the whole thing about a pandemic and it going crazy and everything going to hell is overwhelming your hospital infrastructure and your medical people. Well, how do you stop it from being overwhelmed? Social distancing. Huzzah!
Well, Palace Streams in chat says kill it with fire.
Look, Palace, if you're a cleaner, remember I'm going to shoot the tank on your back and you're not going to like it. That's all I have to say to that.
But before we get rolling into the show proper as well, I think it'd be best to kind of let you guys know, everyone listening and watching, kind of what the plan is for us here at Rocket Punch in regards to this. Will and I have talked a little bit about it so far. We're definitely going to be talking more about it throughout this week and kind of hashing out plans or whatnot. So at least, this may be the last time you see us together in the same room for the next couple of weeks here. What we're going to try and do, if we can get everything nailed right, is we're going to just telework in a sense. We're just going to have video in, so we'll actually have cameras for him and myself at our respective residences. And
I mean, it's amazing. It's almost like with Discord, we could do anything.
Especially now that the Good Guy Discord unlocks
50 plus streams.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I was really happy to see that.
You know what? That would be an interesting way for us to do our subscriber only streams. Is do it through Discord.
We could do that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write that down. We're gonna look at that.
Just a random idea.
I'm gonna put that in, pin it in for later.
That's a good emote, Sniper. I'm gonna have to go sub to her channel.
But no, we'll probably just be you won't see us together in the same room. We'll probably be doing video next week, or at least for the next couple of weeks until things kind of calm down and we kind of see what the situation is, at least through the rest of the month of March and maybe into early April. So it's still not, if you're listening via audio, you're not going to care. You're still going to get the same awesome audio. The quality may be a little bit different just because we are going to be using different microphones.
Yeah, we're going to switch over to our blue branded microphones instead of the Audio-Technica branded ones.
Yeah. So you may see a little bit of a difference in change there. But I'll make sure, if you're following us in Discord or on social media, we'll make sure to kind of give everybody a heads up so that way you guys have an understanding of what's going on with us. And so my Sniper Eye says, okay, I expect at least Mach 3 posture for those. Okay, we'll talk. We'll figure out what we can do for there. Anything else, Will? Or are we ready to get into this episode?
I'm good for it. Honestly, I'm not going to do any of this mop posture. Sorry, bud. Because that would involve me shaving my beard. And you know what? At that point, if I get Dorona because I didn't shave my beard, then I get Dorona.
Oh, my God. I honestly don't know what I would do if I saw you without a beard ever again.
Well, and that's the funny thing is, like, at that point, just give me Dorona.
You just accept it. Accept your fate.
Yeah, I mean, just give me Dorona. I'll take a whole shitload of Tylenol. I'll literally eat it like M&M's.
I mean, I'll shave my beard. I'll look weird. He's seen me without a beard. I look very weird, but I'll do it.
It's been a long-ass time.
It has been. I'll do it if I have to. If I literally have to.
I haven't seen him without facial hair in over a decade.
God, so long ago.
Remember before times.
Oh, those
were the booming booms.
Those were good times. Those were really good times.
Sometimes.
Yeah, good times and bad. You take the good, you take the bad, and then you have the facts of life.
Oh, Sniper Eye, don't worry. My residence has been sterilized. I've done a level 3 cleaning on it. If it continues and there's weird issues, I will do a level 4 cleaning. All right.
Well, all this talk about cleaning is getting me itching to take...
Look, you need some lotion after you clean because you got to get the irritant off your skin.
That's true. Do I have lotion? But then how am I going to wash my hands?
Well, you got to wash your hands and then lotion afterwards. That way you don't dry your skin out, so you can wash your hands again in 10 minutes.
Yeah, all right.
Make sure you use hot water and plenty of soap.
20 seconds.
Minimum. If you can go longer, go longer.
Sing happy birthday twice. That's what CDC says.
Really, because I'm going to go with the Rocket Punch proof method, which is the Pokemon theme.
Yes. Somebody saw my tweet. That was just like, you know what? Nobody's done Pokemon. Come on, man. Somebody did Team Rocket.
You know,
that's pretty good.
There's a lot of Siths out there in the universe, and I just assumed.
But guys, let's get into the episode proper here. If you didn't know, this is the Rocket Punch Show, your southern source for all things gaming, geek, and more. You can listen to us every Tuesday on your podcast service of choice. We pop up on all the big ones on your RSS feed, so make sure to check us out there. You can also listen to us live as we record the show each and every week right here on twitch.tv/rocketpunchlive every Sunday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. As we like to do, we always give a nice little shout out for all the people in Twitch chat joining us in our conversations each and every show. If you want to find out more about Rocket Punch, what we do, all the cool stuff we make for you guys, make sure you head over to rocketpunchgo.com. That is your one-stop shop for all things Rocket Punch. All of our videos, streams, podcasts, and more are right there at your fingertips. If you want to be a part of the Rocket Punch family, make sure you head over to our Discord channel here. For people listening via audio, it is in the show notes. And if you're watching via Twitch, we'll have that in Twitch chat for you. If you want to help support the show, there are various ways that you can do that. Easiest way to do that is you can review us on your audio service of choice. Those reviews help us get noticed a lot more, and it also helps give us feedback so we can help make better content for you. You can also follow us and share our social media and all the stuff we post on there. Make sure to hit us up on Twitter at Rocket Punch Go, Instagram at Rocket Punch Go, and Facebook at Rocket Punch Network. You'll find us there and kind of hang out and check us out, and any information we give you guys always goes through those means. Other ways you can support us, if you're watching via Twitch, you could click the heart, follow us here on Twitch, or even become a subscriber to us on Twitch. That way you'll get access to cool emotes you're not going to find anywhere else, and a whole lot more. And if you want to go even further beyond, you can do so by becoming a patron, heading over to patreon.com/rocketpunch. Check out our services over there if you're really liking our content, and find out ways that you can help support this show and all of our shows that we do, and get exclusive content like bonus episodes, early access to content, wallpapers, and a whole lot more by being a patron there. And speaking of Patreon, as we like to do throughout the show here, we like to give special shout out to all of our Patreon producers over on patreon.com/rocketpunch. These are the people supporting us at our highest tier there. So a special shout out to our producers of our content: Chuck O, Joci M, Sam S, Jeremy M, Stephen S, Tyler H, and Adam C. Thank you guys so much for your continued support there. Upcoming events and announcements here, as we talked about at the top of the show, you won't see us together. You're still going to get, if you're watching via video, you're still going to get some of our content, but we're going to change it up here, and we'll be streaming respectively from our homes. There's still some stuff I've got to get set up for that, but be on the lookout for that starting next week in episode 7 of the Rocket Punch Show. If you've missed out, Console Wars episode 2 is now live. Our awesome show that we do with our designer Seth, talk about Xbox and PlayStation and the never-ending battle of the console wars there. You can listen to that on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/rocketpunchgo. You can also find it on the podcast feed, so if you find the Rocket Punch Show feed, it pops up right there. Also popping up there this week, this Thursday, we had early access starting last week, but for everyone else, episode 1 of our board game podcast, Dice, Decks, and Design, that we are partnering with Weird Giraffe Games and Carla over there, that will be live for everyone to listen to this upcoming Thursday. So if you're not a Patreon supporter, don't worry, you're going to get that episode this upcoming Thursday. You'll be able to listen to it. As I said last week, make sure, guys, listen to the episode. Let us know what you think about the show. We're definitely working and doing everything we can to make it better and more awesome for you guys there. And of course, guys, if you want to know our Twitch schedule and know when we're going to be streaming here, be on the lookout. Check out our page here on twitch.tv/rocketpunchlive, so that way you'll see the schedule and see when we're going to be streaming this week.
Yep.
Look, you had something.
Yeah, just as a heads up, guys, due to some weird scheduling conflicts, I'm going to have to put disorderly conduct on hold.
Thank you. Yeah,
however, I am working on something for the Division 2's newest update. More of an opinion piece. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We got some, cool videos again. YouTube.com/rocketpunchgo. Will's been spearheading our YouTube efforts. We have a lot of goals what we want to do with our YouTube stuff and get a lot more of our fingers into the video stuff. So definitely head over there, like and subscribe. Isn't that what the kids say on YouTube?
Yes,
you gotta say it, Will. Like and subscribe, people. Come on.
I am so annoyed by that culture. Like, the minute someone says that in any YouTube video, I immediately quit the video.
What? How?
That is one of the things that annoys me the most, because I believe in organic as far as that goes, and if I like something, I will like it. Otherwise, you prompt me, it just means I'm going to quit the video and walk away. And it's like, oh, cool. So, yeah, I'm done.
Now,
I'm very much like the, I guess, a hipster on that front, because I just, no, screw you.
Anytime I make a video now, I'm going to send it to you, and the first clip is going to be me popping in, like, don't forget to like and subscribe.
I'm literally going to, before it gets up, if you upload it, I'm going to literally delete it, and then I will literally go in, cut that out, and upload it.
Palace Streams in chat says it's almost like Cam has done this before. No teleprompter in this podcast, folks. That's right. May have done this in the almost 5 years that we've been doing this. So I got a little bit under my belt there.
Nah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We're just Alabama rednecks. We don't know shit.
That's right. I don't have
my Roll Tide, whatever.
There you go. I love how that's so embedded in the culture now down here.
What, the just random Roll Tides?
Yes, Roll Tide. My boss says it all the time at work. Anything good, anytime anything good happens, Roll Tide.
Man, you know what? If I ever, for some reason, show up at your work, I'm going to walk in wearing literally the turnover chain.
Oh God, yes, please.
The turnover chain.
I would love that. I don't know if my boss would, but I would love it.
It's fine. They beat my team on a regular basis just in points.
Well, guys,
Sniper Eye. The thing about being in Alabama, yeah, we're just rednecks and Alabama football lovers in Alabama. Didn't you know? That's how the rest of the country sees us.
That's how we're portrayed to the rest of the country, but we're a lot more than that, aren't we?
Yeehaw and Roll Tide. What?
Let's show them how much more than football and stuff we are than that here. Let's jump into the news, guys. As we like to do each and every week, we walk you guys through the latest news you need to know. If you missed last week's episode, again, we're back on a new format here, so we just have news and table talk. There is no topic of the show per se. That is at the top of the news items here. Funny enough, so news item number 1, Will. When we came into 2020, did you ever think that we would be saying these 3 words that are on this sheet?
Well, funny thing, before Dorona happened, we were actually talking about going to this event.
Yes, we were.
And guess what? E3 got canceled, so we can't go.
Other plans were made here. Number 1, E3 is canceled here. I'm reading the official statement from the Entertainment Software Association, or the ESA. They posted this past week. After careful consultation with our member companies regarding the health and safety of everyone in our industry, our fans, our employees, our exhibitors, and our longtime E3 partners, we've made the difficult decision to cancel E3 2020, scheduled for June 9th through 11th in Los Angeles. Following increased and overwhelming concern about the COVID-19 virus, we felt that this was the best way to proceed during such an unprecedented global situation. We are very disappointed that we are unable to hold this event for our fans and supporters, but we know it's the right decision based on the information we have today. Our team will be reaching out directly to exhibitors and attendees with information about providing full refunds. We are also exploring options with our members to coordinate an online experience to showcase industry announcements and news in June 2020. Updates will be shared on e3expo.com. We thank everyone who shared their views on reimagining E3 this year. We look forward to bringing you E3 2021 as a reimagined event that brings fans, media, and the industry together in a showcase that celebrates the global video game industry. Will, what...
Y'all ready for some hot takes?
Give me the hot takes. I'm ready for it. What thoughts? Go.
Based off of the way the industry responds to E3 this year, they will realize that they don't need E3 and it will never come back. It will never, and if it does, it will never be as prevalent as it used to be. It is a relic of the past and it deserves to die. I believe there's a quote
Really?
from a movie that people just may or may not hate. Let the past die.
All right, Kylo, calm down.
Look, no, in all seriousness, we have so much technology at our fingertips, and as much as I hate Blizzard in the current moment for their decisions and their actions in operating their business, literally, they have the model that should have been followed with this kind of event. You have a big press conference keynote, as it were, and everybody can tune in and watch it. Well, then you have the other panels that you can pay for, the premium experience tier, for like $30-$40, so you can watch all the panels. And I think that would have been a better model than what E3 was doing.
Well,
Just 100%. Gonna be honest, I don't think gamers need to be the same. It's an evolving culture. We've got better technology than we've ever had before. And the fact that I can, on a phone nowadays, pair an Xbox controller and stream an Xbox game from anywhere, right there shows where technology is going to be. And if we don't get ahead of it as people who consume gaming news and all of that, and our culture stagnates, we will eventually just fall off as far as that goes. People need to get better. We need to get more connected on that. And we need to leverage the technology at our hands. Like, the internet is an amazing utility. We should use it. Welcome, Stig. Thank you. Yeah, I think BlizzCon is a very good model from that. I just brain farted. The German gaming
Gamescom.
show. Yeah, Gamescom is an excellent model that they could have gone to. TGS, I only ever care about for the translations when they come in.
Yeah. We don't speak Japanese, so yeah.
Yeah, and there's enough English speakers that go to Gamescom that usually we can get English subtitles on everything. Yeah. So
It gets enough coverage that people will know. Yeah.
It's almost like in Europe. There's multiple languages that people speak, and they accept it.
There are so many different takes, both I think good and bad here with E3 getting canceled. I mean, we talked about it at the top of the show. E3 wasn't the only thing that was canceled this week. Basically, every esports event you could think of. The NBA got canceled. We're going to talk about that later. Overwatch League, for like the next 2 months, all of their homestand events got canceled. They're doing something online.
Which, I'm going to be honest, I don't know why Overwatch League needs to continue with anything other than online currently.
And that may be the case. Definitely see how it goes here.
For those of you guys who don't know, Gamer Nexus on YouTube has a great term that I want to use for the virus. It's called human malware.
Damn. Fuck, that's pretty fucking good. All right, damn.
I was like, oh man, yeah, because certain platforms censure Dorona.
But there are a lot of facets here talking about it. Number one, and I think I've got a supplementary article here from my boy Jason Schreier over at Kotaku, because he's dropping the bombs this week, as he always does.
I mean, he's a fairly good just writer.
So
at that point. Yeah.
As of right now, Xbox, Ubisoft, Square Enix have already confirmed that they're working on digital presentations for E3. Yeah. They'll let people know soon. In this article, Jason Schreier also talks about how there was going to be a surprise this year, and that WB Games was going to have a press conference this year to talk about the upcoming Batman game, as well as if you remember, because we talked about it once, the Harry Potter game that got leaked like a year ago.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
They were going to talk about a Batman game and the Harry Potter game, and then whatever Rocksteady's been working on that no one knows about. And so we don't know if they're working on something digital. We'll find out. And I'm sure a lot of other people are working on digital stuff for this, but number one, I mean, this clearly, as you talked about, Will, everyone's shifting to a digital landscape, and I agree with you that everyone's going to be watching this very, very closely. If these companies have the same or more success that they do as when they have a physical presentation or something on the show floor within E3's sphere, and business people look at the numbers and say, "Oh my God, we saved millions of dollars."
Yeah.
And all we had to do was pay for, do some editing and a little bit of overtime for people to cut a video for us, and stuff didn't get leaked as fast or anything like that. There are going to be some major changes in 2021.
I'm going to be honest. I do not see E3 coming back in any way like what it used to be.
If I'm with you on that boat, I really want to see how June and July goes. If everything goes swimmingly, there are no problems, I'm with you. I think that E3 2021 is either going to be a shell of its former self or it's not going to happen, because a lot of vendors and like your big name people are going to be like, we actually are going to pass this. They're going to take the Sony approach and say, hey, you know what, we're going to take a pass. We're not going to do it this year. We're going to save those millions of dollars and do something else.
Man, I wonder how much money Microsoft is going to get freed up in their marketing budget for the next gen console because of this.
Yeah,
because E3 is a massive financial drain.
Yeah, it is. Just putting the booths together.
Just the booths, not even the press conference. Yeah. Not even a press conference where they lower a Porsche from the ceiling.
Well, that's the main reason that probably one of the main reasons Microsoft moved over to the Microsoft Theater. Like, Microsoft and EA were off-site. Mm-hmm. They probably saved They probably saved some money doing that instead of being on the E3
it's in the
floor.
Microsoft Theater. I'm assuming they can just get it whenever they want.
That's true. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Well, it's interesting though, because not just gaming events, but like Apple's WWDC made an online only event now.
Really? I didn't know about that.
They posted that, and that's usually a big developer meetup for the Mac platform and the phone platform. So that's going to be interesting there as well.
Another facet that a lot of people have talked about, even Jason Schreier mentioned as well, is that like gamers may like this. We would love this. Oh my God, it's all digital. I don't have to worry about going there. All this other crap people don't have to worry about. E3 is dead or whatever. But one thing he did mention as well is that you may not think about it first. Think about the workers. Think about the people that have to work those events. Mm-hmm. Hosts, people that clean the floor, people that work the floor for food or whatever, and the money that they may have relied on because of this event. Maybe they were getting overtime or getting bumped pay for working E3 week.
Yeah.
That now miss out on that money because E3 is not happening in a physical sense.
This is true, but I mean, I hate to be this guy, but what did these kind of people get before E3? They had Heli Expo. They had all these other different non-gaming events. Like, funny enough, where we went in Anaheim to see BlizzCon. My dad went there in the 70s for a Heli Expo.
Oh, really?
They had helicopter expos. So they have other events besides gaming events. They could fill that time slot. So these people will probably still get a massive, event at some point that they'll work. It's not like just because if E3 dies, they don't get that work ever again. Somebody else will fill that spot.
You think somebody will come in? Well, I mean,
not right now.
Not this year.
Not with Dorona, human malware, whatever you want to call it. But ultimately, the spot will be filled even if E3 dies. Be it another gaming event or something else. The spot will be filled. These people will still work. Funny enough, just because there may not be a Heli Expo, there may not be an E3, doesn't mean that there won't be some kind of like car salesman expo or some other random crap.
Car salesman expo.
I'm pulling random terminology out of my butt, but you know what I mean.
That would be hilarious. I would love to go there.
Why would you want to go to a car?
I don't know. I just want to see it. I want to see it with my eyes.
We're going to give all these panels on how to sell cars.
Yeah. Doug Dimmadome's going to be there.
I would hope so. If not, there better be a Doug Dimmadome cosplayer.
There has to be. But, there's a lot of stuff here. And, it's funny. It's like we expected it. I mean, I was talking like seeing Twitter. We were both seeing Twitter feeds last night from people that we follow. They're like, yep, it's going to happen. And then it ends up happening. And it does suck. I do get the point that it's going to suck for some of those people. If some of those people, I don't know what their income situation is, and they're like, we relied on E3 to make a fair amount of money, at least for a small period of time until our next gig. Hosts, I know One thing I learned this week is that, like, various hosts for events, they're ones that are getting kind of hit kind of hard, because you think if you're a host, if that's your profession for different events, and these events are getting canceled one after the other, it's making it very hard for you to find work.
This is true.
Because, like, you know, you try to go an event and they're like, oh, we're canceling, oh, we're canceling, oh, we're canceling.
Well, but also at the same time, no event wants to be the reason why this virus spreads. Like, let's be honest. As much as it sucks for people who run these events, like, that is an occupational hazard. Just like joining the military is an occupational hazard if you get deployed. Yes, it's horrible. We want to do everything we can to protect our service members. But at the same time, if there is a pandemic going on, everyone has to understand that normal life will cease for a little while until we can get everything under control, and then it will resume. It's not the end of the world. It just sucks for a little while.
Yeah. And it's just... E3 is such a big thing, and like I said, we had plans, and we were looking at maybe trying to go, and kind of this happened, so that kind of squashed that. But E3 in and of itself, like I said, I'm really, really curious to see how this year is going to go. E3 has said that the announcement that we read has said that they're going to look at doing something online. I don't know if they're going to be working with these people to host their digital events. If they're not, and they're going to do their own thing, and then everybody else is going to have to do their own thing, how is that going to leave that week? Is it going to be as structured as it has been? Is it going to be more chaotic? What's going on? But I definitely say, like I said, if this is a turning point for E3, I think if this goes well, then next year we may not get E3 at all, whether in its current state or... Excuse me, even in its current name.
No, E3 needs a reboot.
You think so?
No, I do believe it. It needs that Disney-esque Spider-Man reboot. E3 needs something with that level of care. You know, they need to sit down and figure out where they're going, because right now the direction they're headed, it's bad enough that Jeff Keighley bailed. And so with everything else going on, if you're having longtime supporters saying, like, look, I can't support this, I'm not putting my name
even
on
with
this.
their new plans and whatnot, yeah.
So at this point, then, people need to seriously look at this and realize, all right, we're not working here. Maybe we should reach out to Gamescom, talk to them, get some pointers, ask for feedback. I mean, we ask for feedback all the time on our stuff.
We do,
and
all the time.
We enjoy it when people give us feedback, even if it's hard, because if we don't know, we can't fix it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And E3 gets a lot of feedback for their wins and their failures. I mean, a lot of feedback. And it's one of those that they need to sit down there, sift through everything, and figure out what's right for them and how they can move forward and be relevant 20 plus years later after they started.
Yeah. Another thing that I've heard about this week that we haven't talked about as well, not only just the workers at these events, but things that could be impacted. E3, as a lot of people know, was also a way for, like, there were a lot of, I say backdoor deals, but deals between developers and companies. Like, they would go have these backdoor meetings with people, pitch ideas to see if they could get funded. And a big part of this is, like, maybe you're indie, not even just indie developers, but smaller studios talking to big name publishers and having these meetings. That's not going to happen anymore. And I'm curious, I don't think that we will see the effects of that.
No.
Really. But I'm curious how much of an impact that does make.
Now, it could have a fairly decent impact when you look at the fact that if people can't see this thing in person, then they're going to be less likely to actually trust it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, then you have to sit down and look at, like, all right, cool, when can we have... Honestly, what I think really needs to happen is we need to have an insider event just for them. Only for people in the industry, no public, no nothing allowed, no press, just developers in these companies. They need to be able to get together, brainstorm, shop their products around, and get the money they need through these deals to move forward. There needs to be an industry-only event that is not public.
I'm curious if Judges Week happens this week. And for people who don't know, Judges Week, so before E3, your industry veterans, people from like IG and GameSpot, whatnot, they would actually go in and like have, not every game, but they would be able to look and check out some of the games that will be shown or announced at E3, so that way they could prepare like stories and videos and stuff on it. And so with E3 not going on, I'm curious how that's going to affect the Judges Week. So
yeah, now what they could do for stuff like that would be like a WebEx.
WebEx would be
Cisco WebEx. It's a way for everybody where you get this link, you log in with your credentials that you're provided or you set up, and then boom, you're in a virtual meeting. Not always the easiest way to do things, but I've been in WebExes before, and it is a way to get the point
it works in a pinch, right?
Yeah, not the most perfect thing in the world, but if everyone's trying to avoid the human malware, let's be real.
Palace Streams in chat says, I figure those meetings will get pushed and done some other way because people are going to find a way to get funding. Yeah, I agree. They're going to find a way to get their money. Question.
I've been told that my head is very shiny in 4K.
Yes.
That is awesome considering I shaved it a couple days ago and I need a new shave. So, thank you. It is what it is.
And Halo Atlantis, thank you for the resub on Twitch Prime. I appreciate it. So, question. With this happening, do you think we get demos of some of these games where people decide, hey, you know what? We're just going to make a demo of this and release it via your online store of choice on your platform?
I think it would be a very creative way after the video announcements that get deployed, or if Microsoft still decides to do a live show, like Phil Spencer and everything, still running the event they planned, but just no audience, just to cameras.
Okay.
If they try to do that, and then, you know what? Instead of trying the games out here, everybody can download it on the Xbox Store, and you can play it, and you get so much time to do it. It would be an interesting way. Funny enough, remember the World of Warcraft Classic beta that I got into because of that?
Oh, yeah, because they announced it.
I
remember that.
So it's not unheard of for things like that to happen. Why not?
Okay.
I think people are going to realize that if they do it right, these online things can be done just as well as a live event.
We're definitely going to find out and see. Be on the lookout, guys. But, no E3 this year. The first time in 25 years.
Now, if you do end up going to any of these events, you may want to pick up like a proper gas mask. Like, do a whole face one. That way nothing can get in your air. No, like the entire face.
Get the Vader mask.
No. I'm saying
like the full-on, yeah.
Gas mask. That way you can still see through it. Nothing get in your eyes. And, that way you can show up and... No, Stig. The N95 is cool, but I'm talking like something that covers your eyes. Because usually the way people get this human malware strain is usually it goes in through the eyes, which is why they're telling you to not touch your face. Right. Meanwhile, I'm over here just like touching my.
I know, like I gotta put my hands down.
Calm down, Ricky Bobby.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Number 2, I'm gonna let you take this one because you found this one here, and you'll know a little bit more about it than I will.
So, funny enough, with said human malware going on, because I just love that term. It's so dumb. It's
human
great.
Malware. It rolls off the tongue.
Well,
it's nice.
In YouTube, you can't say the name of the thing because then they start to censor you if you're not like MSNBC, CBS, Fox, all these big news platforms. And so all I have to say with everything is Steam has broken a new record. 20 million concurrent users were online today. 6.2 million of them were actively in games.
Do we have games? Do they say what games?
No, it didn't say. But it seems like Counter-Strike Global Offensive actually had the most players. Boo. It broke a concurrent record. Hang on, I'm pulling it up. Hang on, because they decided to put it in a different article.
Well, of course. More clicks.
Yeah. It was 1 million users in CSGO.
Okay, 1 people.
So, yeah, that's a lot of people for an old game, but I think it's more impressive that they had 20 million active users on Steam today. I want to know what it's like in a week. Once people realize that the master race is long, golden, flowing, locks all their gamers get to stay home from work, what are they going to do? They're going to go play Steam games.
Play games. That is one thing that has been nice to see in a very weird way, like with stings closing and people being advised to do social distancing and kind of staying at home unless you really have to go out. Like a lot of people picking up their controller or their keyboard and mouse and kind of jumping into games.
But what I would suggest is maybe you should do like a solid cleaning of your home before you just sit down. Maybe, scrub that keyboard up a little bit. Take the keys off. Actually do a deep clean on it.
Flip it around, dust the Doritos and Mountain Dew out.
If you got Mountain Dew in your keyboard, might I suggest not drinking Mountain Dew over your keyboard, but turn to the side, imbibe the Mountain Dew, and then go back to playing the game.
You're asking a whole lot.
All right, fine. Get one of those beer helmets.
Okay, I can do that. I can do that.
And put a Mountain Dew on either side. The silly drinks in there. Okay. Go that route. But just don't drink it where it's just like all on the keyboard. Just like pouring it into your mouth as you're gaming. Yeah, don't do that.
Well, so good on the concurrent streamers. I don't know.
Gamers?
Gamers, there you go. The gamers, there you go.
I mean, if you're in Steam, guess what? You're a gamer.
Number 3, NBA is canceled, except on Twitch here. Story I'm reading from NBA.com. This was a very funny story because the NBA got canceled. They've postponed they basically canceled the rest of the season. The Phoenix Suns will mirror the season via NBA 2K20 live streams on Twitch. With the sports world screeching to a pause, the Phoenix Suns will give fans a virtual fix as the first NBA team to continue the 2019-2020 season on NBA 2K20. While we await the return to the hardwood, Hoops fans are encouraged to tune in to Suns games on Twitch, beginning with tonight's matchup with the Dallas Mavericks, which just already happened. Visit twitch.tv/Phoenix_Suns to catch all the action. Last night, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver said that a suspension in play could be at least a 30-day hiatus for the NBA and G League. We fully support the decision by the NBA as the situation is much bigger than basketball, and our top priority is the health and safety of our fans, players, coaches, and all of our employees. With that said, during this unprecedented time, the Suns social media team, with an assist with the Dallas Mavericks, developed an innovative opportunity to leverage their platforms to bring the basketball community together and drive a positive conversation in the social space. Tonight's matchup will feature NBA 2K20 streamer Antonio Saldivar playing for the Phoenix Suns and brand ambassador for the Mavericks gaming Lawrence Buddy Norman. The Suns are also exploring additional opportunities to create compelling digital content and identify new ways for Suns fans to engage with their favorite team over the coming weeks. That was awesome.
I mean, it is an interesting way to make it happen. I'm wondering if they're making these players come into any facility to actually have to play there.
Like, if you have to actually play in the facility, I would figure you wouldn't have to. Just make sure you have your corresponding gamer tag, user names, whatever, and then just sign up and play.
So I got to read something here real quick, and I'm thinking this is a Next Generation reference, but just maybe my brain and where it links it. Earl Grey tea is my gamer drink. That's from Halo Atlantis redeeming his rocket fuel.
That is an interesting...
So, in total transparency, mine is either beer, coffee, or water.
Mine is water or some type of caffeinated beverage. I have no idea. It could be anything. So.
My caffeinated beverage is usually dirty water, essentially. Brewed over some beans pulled out of the ground,
Palace Stream says, so it will be a custom NBA game with two teams playing against each other that would be playing that day. Yeah, so basically what they did is that, so Phoenix and Dallas were playing on Saturday at 5 p.m., but since they couldn't play physically, what they decided to is at 5 p.m. you go to twitch.tv/Phoenix Suns and watch the digital Phoenix Suns and the digital Dallas Mavericks play NBA. I think they have like one representative from each team play each other in a head-to-head game on console, on stream. So it was pretty good. I got to check a lot of that. It was one of those feel-good stories that I thought everyone would like to see, and kind of seeing how some of these companies are using gaming in the digital landscape in very creative ways to kind of stay engaged with their fan base.
You know what? I got another feel-good story for you.
Ooh, I love feel-good stories. Hit me up. Number 4.
So using Minecraft, a library was made to get around censored journalism in some foreign countries. So I'm going to go ahead and read in some part of this here. But the article is from PC Gamer, and it's by James Davenport as of 2 days ago. There we go. All right. So to celebrate March 12th's World Day Against Cyber Censorship, a fancy new library has opened on the block in Minecraft. It's called the Uncensored Library, and it's not just an elaborate sculpture made for a coffee table book. The Uncensored Library is a genuine virtual library made inside Minecraft. So essentially, it houses journalism from countries where press freedoms don't exist. So it's pretty cool. You can actually go through, but Minecraft's not blocked there.
That's not Minecraft. That's Doom.
No,
that's a different video. Okay.
That's a PC Gamer article below this one saying, "Hey, why don't you watch this Doom thing?"
I mean, that's cool too.
Yeah,
but that is gorgeous.
Is beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
You need to actually look it up. There's some really cool stuff going on. But I think it's an interesting way to use a video game to get around censorship, and I actually like it quite a bit.
That's a really cool idea.
So yes, whoever thought of that, that's awesome. Good job. By the way, that is probably the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'd love to see something. It would have been cool if instead they made it like the Library of Alexandria to nod to history.
Oh, yeah.
You know, whereas they don't just do something for journalism, but they try to actually put like all the world's knowledge in one Minecraft server just to see what happens.
Could you do that? Is there enough space to do that?
I mean, that's what the Library of Alexandria was supposed to be until it got burned down.
Yeah, rip. No, that's awesome story. It really is.
Stig, yeah, well, that's because China is not really a country. I mean, it's... I don't know any other way to describe it than that. It's not a real place.
China's a country, just maybe not.
Look, communists aren't real people, okay?
Oh, God. We're going to walk down this road. Number 5.
Watch me.
We haven't talked about this person in a while. Reggie's body is ready to fix GameStop? What? This story here coming from GameIndustry.biz, Rebecca Valentine reporting on it. Reggie Fils-Aime appointed to GameStop board of directors. This was a shocking news story that came out this week. GameStop has appointed former Nintendo of America head Reggie Fils-Aime to its board of directors, alongside former CEO of Walmart US, William Bill Simon, and current PetSmart president and CEO James J.K. Szymanczyk. Oh, Jesus, someone's calling me. Okay, ooh. That is my boss. I will talk to him later during the break. These appointments are effective immediately, bolstering the GameStop board ahead of the retirement of current board members Dan DiMatteo, Gerald, a name I'm going to butcher.
Please tell me it's Broflovsky.
Szyspansky? I can't. That's best I'm going to get.
That looks like a Czech name. I'm not going to be able to say it.
Larry Silavy and Steve Koonin from their roles beginning in June of 2020, and the planned retirement of Jerome Davis and Tom Kelly in 2021. GameStop lead independent director Kathy Vrabeck will succeed Mr. DiMatteo as board chair beginning in June. Additionally, GameStop has adjusted its corporate governance to target an average board tenure for independent directors of less than 10 years and rotation of committee members and chairs approximately every 5 years. Quote, the board refreshment and governance enhancements announced today represent an important milestone in GameStop's transformation as we continue to evolve the company's business strategy for long-term success, said GameStop CEO George Sherman. We are pleased to welcome Reggie, Bill, and JK to the board. They are each highly qualified and bring significant, relevant experience to our turnaround, end quote. What are your thoughts on this? Reggie's jumping up on GameStop. I know you got some thoughts. You got some points. What are you thinking?
If GameStop does not make extreme changes soon, they will not be around in 2021. Period.
You think so?
They better figure something out. They need to either consolidate locations, make one big store per city, something. But as an example, we've got one on North Parkway. We have one out in in front of Target.
Yep.
There's one in front of Walmart on South Parkway. There's one in Madison, I believe.
There's one in Sparkman?
That's the North Parkway one I'm talking
okay.
about. So that right there, for a city of 500,000 people, we have 4 stores.
It's more than 4. I think it's... Oh, wait. Okay,
Is it 5 or 6?
North Parkway over by on Sparkman.
Yeah.
There's the South Parkway one in Jones Valley. There's
yeah.
the one on University Drive. There's the one out here on Madison Boulevard.
Not just Jones Valley. There's also the one in front of the Walmart on South Parkway.
Yes, you're right. There's the one over there. So we got like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Really what we need to do is we need to condense those down into a bigger location.
Stig Siginer in chat says going the way of Blockbuster. I mean, it's kind of looking that way. I mean, we've talked about...
they're hemorrhaging cash right now.
Yeah.
And their stock price continues to drop. I don't like it because the problem is there's a lot of good people that work at those places. The problem is it doesn't seem that their leadership is actually actively doing anything to try to mitigate it other than close locations. What was it? In Europe last year, they closed like 1,000+ locations.
Palace Streams in chat says, just throw a big one over in Bridge Street and close the others. Problem solved.
Palace won't work that way because Bridge Street is slowly dying, if you've noticed. One of the things that you have to pay attention to in a mall is not just the large chains that are in there, but all the mom and pop shops. The more mom and pop shops you see pop up, the faster a mall is actually dying.
Ooh, good point, yeah.
So... Bridge Street needs to be avoided. Honestly, what they need to do is find a place where there's an opportunity for them to get a big enough area if they want to continue with this community store approach and have gaming centers and that kind of stuff. They need floor space.
Which, yeah,
They need employees there. They need internet. And honestly, you may want to put a fucking cafe in there so you can serve sandwiches and whatnot too. I know it sounds crazy, but you need to change the model of the business since physical games are going to go away.
There's an article out there. I think IGN or somebody prominent showed it. Got it. It does show a bunch of pictures about the one in Oklahoma. That's one of their pilot.
Yeah, they have like 2 pilot stores over there.
And it's like this huge thing, and they've got basically gaming stations with consoles and games and table that people can sit down. They got couches and stuff for you to. It was very weird, and I haven't looked at all of it, but if I can find it, I'll put it in our Discord. It was really interesting.
It is interesting, but the problem that people are running into is, at least as far as GameStop is concerned, they don't sell as much physical stuff anymore because, well, look at the sale of digital content. Excuse me, I'm not trying to burp in the microphone. And with everything going on, every year it's continuing to become more and more of the pie. Literally, one of the big things that Walmart started to do to try to pull people in is they're selling games $10 off. They're eating $10 on the game. So a $60 game everywhere else is $50 at Walmart. That's how they're getting people there. GameStop can't afford to do that. Walmart can. Because you're going to get your milk and your eggs and everything else, and then, oh, little Timmy's going to want Smash Brothers. Let me grab that while I'm there. You know, things like that you got to look at.
Stigander in chat says it would be cool if they turned their places into tournament hubs, LAN parties, and couch co-op.
And if they turned it into a tournament hub, or like a smaller esports arena, then you could actually make a case for having nationwide esports.
This may sound radical, and it you know, maybe not to us, but maybe to some people that are listening. And I get the cases for or against it, but I think that one thing, maybe the reason GameStop is doing this, and I think one of the things that could really help them is to get, and I hate seeing it because I use it sometimes, get rid of the used game market. Cut it out, because I think that their company has relied too much on either get rid of the used game market or find other revenues that you can lower and not make that as prominent.
Well, the other thing that they have to look at is what's the point of their membership now? You don't get a discount anymore.
You get $5 off a month.
It's not worth it. Just scrap the whole membership thing entirely. Kill it. It doesn't do anything for you. All right? Literally, the big profit drivers right now in your store, besides new consoles, new games, you got to look at are things like the ThinkGeek merch. And you need to lean into that. You need to become more of like a physical ThinkGeek than you do a GameStop. You just need to be a game culture store, not a game store.
Yeah.
And that's what you need to lean into. And if you don't lean into that, you're going to die.
Do you think that Reggie, having Reggie Fils-Aime, one of the most prominent names in video games entertainment ever in the history, will be able to help turn that ship?
Maybe. it also, in my opinion, it's too late.
Palace
They've hemorrhaged too much cash.
Palace Streams in chat says, I use the $5 a month to get a free pack of Magic cards.
I mean, gonna be honest. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. No, the bigger thing is, like, in all honesty, you have the Best Buys and the Walmarts and the Amazons eating their lunch, and they didn't adapt quick enough. And the other problem they have is the used consoles they sell. There are articles and videos all over the internet talking about them being infested with roaches and everything else. And that is something they need to either get rid of, offload all that stock and stop taking trades, or do something else with, because that is something that will kill your brand name just as far as loyalty or respect entirely.
Okay.
Yeah. That kind of stuff needs to go. I don't care if you kill it. Like, just... That's got to stop. That is disgusting.
I think I'm hoping that Reggie brings some different and fresher ideas in there. I think, turning your... And it looks like that's the direction they're kind of heading, is turning their stores into more entertainment and, like, social hubs. One of the things I'm concerned about is if it's too little too late. And if they tried to do it, but they can't cross the finish line in time, and before then they've lost too much money. Especially you think about, no offense, but like the the virus that's going on right now, and the
you can say human malware.
The human malware that's going on right now, and the stock market crash. I mean, the stock market is taking a hit. Do not look at your 401k if you have it in the stock market.
Funny enough, I don't know if you know this. It's actually spiking back up.
It is going back up. Okay.
Yeah. Funny enough, with everything going on, we had after the Cheeto-in-Chief president, whatever you want to call him, came out with all those CEOs and everybody, made the statements they did. After that happened, it's one of those where it's spiking back up, and we're almost getting a little bit of a correction. But also the Fed announced that they're going to be putting $750 billion in quantitative easing out there. They're dropping interest rates to 0% in the meantime. Like, the Fed is doing a lot as well, outside of what the administration and Capitol Hill are doing.
Okay.
So
maybe it'll help.
I bet more about what the Fed's doing is going to help than anything else. I would like to see the 0% payroll tax get popped in for the rest of the year. That'd be great.
It's gotten bad enough. I'm sure people have heard Italy. They had Italy mortgage payments gone.
They suspended
payroll tax gone. It's been suspended.
Yeah,
to try and help stem that tide.
Everything you owe, but in the meantime, they're letting people keep their money just in case, which is something that should be looked at. But right now, Italy's got more cases than China.
Italy's rough. Italy's in a bad place.
They're under mandatory quarantine right now, and I don't blame them, because you have to stop it, and people are getting real mad over there. And it's like, you know what? Sucks to suck. I mean, this is life. Other people have a right to live and to be healthy, not just you.
Stigander in chat says, here's another option. All those 3D VR arcades are cropping up. Why not fill that niche?
Funny thing, Stig, we had a video where we went and actually interviewed and did this whole piece on a 3D VR arcade in Nashville, and it didn't survive the year.
Yeah.
It's very much, they have to be very careful about the markets they put those in, because even a big city like Nashville could not support it.
Yeah. And it sucked. But we'll see if Reggie can turn things around with his other guys over at GameStop. We're still keeping track of that, so we'll keep you guys updated on that. Story number 7.
This is pretty cool, man.
It's official. It's so cool. Horizon Zero Dawn is officially coming to PC later this year. This story coming here from DualShockers.com. In a new interview with Sony Interactive Entertainment's head of worldwide studios, Herman Hulst, the rumors of Guerrilla's Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC were finally confirmed. Speaking with the PlayStation blog, Hulst was asked about the rumors that had started swirling in recent months about the possibility of Horizon Zero Dawn landing on PC. Quote, "Yes, I can confirm that Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC this summer," Hulst said simply. "There will be more information coming from Guerrilla from the new studio directors pretty soon." Expanding on the reason as to why PlayStation is looking to bring the game to PC, Hulse stated that it provides a new opportunity to show some new gamers or new players what Sony has to offer. Quote, I think it's important that we stay open to new ideas of how to introduce more people to PlayStation and show people maybe what they've been missing out on, Hulse explained. He also went on to make clear that just because Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to PC doesn't mean every single other first-party title will be getting the same treatment. And quote, and to maybe put a few minds at ease, releasing one first-party AAA title to PC doesn't necessarily mean that every game now will come to PC. In my mind, Horizon Zero Dawn was just a great fit in this particular instance, Hulse said. We don't have plans for day and date PC releases, and we remain 100% committed to dedicated hardware. End quote.
I mean, they have to say that. They really do have to say that they're committed to their own hardware. But I gotta say, man, in all honesty, I want it on PC just so I can see it at 140 frames per second.
Yeah, it's the curse. Is that I'm probably going to buy this game again for PC, even though I've beaten this game and the expansion.
I'm sorry, we both have the very expensive game version that came with Aloy, the statue. Like, we both have it.
With Aloy.
You're like, yeah, just... So, funny enough, this game was, what was it, 2017?
2017, Rocket Punch Game of the Year.
It is that good that we're probably going to buy it again.
Yep.
I will actually finish it on PC because it'll be high frame rate.
Yay! Finish the game, it's good.
No, I'm a big fan of actually finishing games. This year, like I said, is going to be cleaning out my backlog. But in all seriousness, I don't see what the problem would be if both Microsoft and Sony released all their first-party titles on PC. It's just more money for them.
I mean, Xbox is
doing that now.
Is doing that day and date. I think for PlayStation, it's a strategy thing. I think that this is smart because there was some crazy video of some dude literally freaking the F out because this happened. Mm-hmm. But like, this is a 3-year-old game, guy. Like, dude, come on. I think PlayStation's plan is, hey, let's release Horizon Zero Dawn on PC, introduce it to new players. It's a 3-year-old IP. They might get some extra revenue off of it, right? That's pretty smart.
I guarantee you they will get extra revenue. Yes.
And then when Horizon Zero Dawn 2 gets announced and they say only on PlayStation 5, now we're not saying whether that game does come to PC a few years later, but for the PC players that played the first one, liked it, and now they're like, ooh, the second one's coming out. I liked the first one. I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5 for it. I think that's their strategy here.
So
I think that's
here's my thing. It's gonna depend because if the PS5 ends up coming out and it's 10 teraflops, I'm rounding up from all of the leaks and everything else. All right, cool. So here's the interesting part. You and I both have better CPUs than what are going to be in the PS5 and Xbox One, and we both have better GPUs because. My 1080 Ti for the win, like crazy ultra bastard edition, whatever EVGA wants to call it. I hit on the benchmarks like 12.2. As far as the insanity, because it boosts to like 2.3 gigahertz. When I've got all the fans going, it gets nuts. Yeah, like regular clocks is like 1.9 on a 1080 Ti, where I just say, hey, I've got 8 fans pointed at you. Have fun. Cam is like, oh, same thing, but with a 2080 Ti. So at this point, we're both sitting there looking at it, and it was like, no matter how powerful the next consoles are, we are already beyond them.
I was going to say, yeah.
So they're awesome. They're cool to look at. They're going to be great toys. I'm tempted to not get one of the new consoles and get the late 3080 Ti when it comes out instead.
Ooh, really?
We're talking like 84 CUs.
Good lord.
Over 7,000 plus shader cores.
God, man. That's a lot.
We're talking almost a 40% power improvement.
You need to show me these leaks.
It's getting stupid.
I need to
no, like, in all seriousness, guys, I love consoles, but if you're looking at power, the golden flowing locks don't lie. PCMR. Also, the other thing that you can do that is going on that's pretty cool right now, outside of this game coming to PC, which we're both going to buy it on, a side note, the human malware is affecting a lot of people. Folding at Home, if you remember that name.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a PCMR team, and right now they're number 1 on the Folding at Home thing. And it if you're generous enough to do this, you can donate your spare graphics card compute time to help fight the virus by figuring out what's going on with it and how it mutates and adapts. And so that is something, if you want to do something and you don't know what you can do, if you have a computer, join the Folding at Home team for a PC Master Race. Yeah,
they did this. If it sounds familiar, for people who had PlayStation 3s back in the day, they did Folding at Home where you would donate any unused CPU or processing power from your PS3 to Folding at Home, where they're actually doing number crunching to help calculate and find out ways to cure cancer. So it's a pretty cool initiative. Will's got it pulled up here. I was actually going to report on this, but I had to cut some stories here, so I'm glad you actually brought this up.
Roping this into the talk about the power of PCs being better than next-gen consoles. If you have a nice high-end PC, you can actually get next-gen console gameplay now on there, and it's pretty cool. But there is something different about a console because it always tailors. And because they know what the hardware they're working with, they can pull more out of it.
Jack Wolfhart in chat says, did that actually work back in the day? As far as I understood, yes. Now, of course, they didn't cure cancer, but the Folding at Home, the technology, 100% worked. There was no problem with it.
Just because of the PlayStation 3 joining in on the Folding at Home thing, because the PS3, funny enough, it was actually, processor design-wise, it was revolutionary. It was actually ahead of its time, because it was the first high-end multi-core processor before we had 12-core home CPU processors and 16-core and all that stuff. You know, it was a crazy 8 CPU or 8-core CPU design. It was kind of weird the way they built it, but it was very much ahead of its time.
Yeah.
They actually cut 10 years off of the project by adding all the PS3s.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know the number.
As far as the compute time, it was something stupid. Awesome. Here's the thing, though. There is the Human Malware Edition, and if you go to that website, you can actually sign up for it and donate your spare compute time. Even if you've got an old graphics card, you can help donate that to help research how this virus adapts and what's going on, and together we can help fight this.
Every little bit counts, guys.
Yes, since we're talking about human malware on top of everything else.
Number 7 here. We're not done with the news just yet. Some last little quick ones here. NFL and 2K games are partnering back up again to make some football games here. I'm reading this one from the HollywoodReporter.com. The NFL has entered into a new multi-year partnership with video game publisher 2K Games that will encompass multiple upcoming titles. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. The partnership returns NFL games to 2K, which is behind the NBA 2K and WWE 2K franchises, for the first time in over 15 years. Previously, 2K published the NFL 2K series from 1999 to 2004. The NFL has had a deal with Electronic Arts EA Sports publishing label dating back to 2004, resulting in the popular NFL Madden franchise. The new 2K NFL games are described as, quote, non-simulation football game experiences, end quote. And specifics on developers, exact titles, and release dates are yet to be revealed. However, current projects are already in early developments and are slated to launch sometime in 2021. This was just an interesting one because, like, I saw this and I got jabbed. I'm like, oh my god, we're getting NFL 2K. We're super excited. Then you read the fine print and it says non-simulation football game experiences, and that's when I was like, okay, what do they mean by that? Do you know what they mean by that?
I'm assuming that there's going to be like, oh wait, maybe we're going to get to use NFL players in games like Borderlands.
I would love it. Juju Smith-Schuster walking around the wasteland.
I mean, I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Or Tom Brady with a bow and arrow fighting off robot dinosaurs. Oh, I love it.
No. Even better. We're going to have random quarterbacks fighting in a fighting game. We're going to make all these football players fighters in fighting games.
Honestly, what they need to do is just make a battle royale with your favorite NFL games and NFL players.
Okay, that'd be interesting. Funny thing is, one of the problems they deal with in the Madden studios is the football players getting upset at their stats. As far as like the numbers they get assigned for certain things, I can only imagine the divas they would be about their battle royale stats.
Guess what? Get good. That's what you got to do. Show them what you can do, so next year they'll bump your stats up. No. Stigander in chat says, bring back the football mod of Warcraft 2. I do not know what that is.
Wait, you never played footy?
The football mod for Warcraft 2?
Any of the football mods for Warcraft?
I didn't play Warcraft. You know this.
It always blows my mind that you never play World of Warcraft.
I'm sorry. I played World of Warcraft. I didn't play Warcraft.
You're such a noob.
Leave me alone.
No, you were a noob.
It was a custom map. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just like Dota was originally a WoW, or not a WoW, but a Warcraft mod. Okay. And Blizzard their ass is still chapped over the fact that they didn't get rights to Dota.
So if you're listening to this, you're hearing about 2K and NFL, you're like, yes, excited. It clearly says non-simulation football game experiences. So
what if they bring back things like NFL Blitz, where it's just stupid?
That has been thought of. If they bring up NFL Blitz, that would be awesome. But we're probably going to get NFL Football Manager 2021, and we're going to have to live with it.
I don't know. Bueno.
Number 8, and finally on the news, last story here. Stadia lied to us. This story here coming from PCGamer.com. Doom Eternal will not run at true 4K on Stadia.
Hey, surprise, nothing runs at true 4K on Stadia, and they lied.
During the Stadia conference at GDC last year, Marty Stratton of id Software said that Doom Eternal would be an ideal game for showcasing the capabilities of the game streaming platform. Quote, if you're going to prove to the world that you can stream games from the cloud, what better proof than Doom, he asked the audience, before stating that Doom Eternal, quote, will be capable, listen to the words, will be capable of running at true 4K resolution with HDR color at an unrelenting 60 frames per second. That drew applause from the crowd, but it turns out not to be quite accurate. The Doom Eternal launch page details released yesterday, which provided the PC system requirements and unlock times, also notes, down amidst the console information, that Doom Eternal on Stadia will run at 1080p at 60 frames on HD displays and upsample to 2160p from 1800p at 60 frames per second on 4K displays. In other words, not true 4K. 1080p isn't an especially common resolution, although some developers opt for it as a compromise between image quality and performance on consoles. Tripwire Interactive told WCCF Tech a few years ago that Killing Floor 2 runs at 1800p on Xbox One X because the frame rate drop at 4K was a bit too significant, for instance, and it is a big step up from 1080p, but it's not true 4K. Will, I'm gonna let you have it. Go ahead.
So, I almost bought Stadia. I almost got duped. But my favorite thing with all of this is I want everyone to look at Stadia's concurrent user numbers. Hang on. Let me...
I was going to pull them up. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm looking this up.
Oh, God, he's looking it up. Oh, Jesus. He's pulling it up. No, I was really interested in Stadia. I wanted to try it out, too. I had the Founders Edition pre-ordered and everything, and I ended up canceling it because just the signs on the wall were not looking good.
Yeah, hang on. Let's see. Nobody's actually posting about this. Funny enough, but...
You are using Google to try and find it, though.
Oh, that's a good point. Let me go to Bing instead.
But no, I just think that we've talked about it numerous times. Stadia is just in a bad way, and what concerns me now is whether anybody over there is even listening, or if they're just full steam ahead doing whatever they want to and don't really care about feedback.
You know what? It's kind of interesting that when you don't use Google to search about Stadia's declining numbers, it's amazing that an article from Paul Tassi at Forbes comes up.
Immediately.
That didn't come up beforehand. It's almost like Google's using their power to hide the truth. Not the first time they've done that. But funny enough, Google Stadia the article is titled "Google Stadia needs its free tier immediately as its numbers continue to fall." So now that the free trial is over and you have to pay the monthly charge on top of
that's right. That is over.
They charge monthly because it's not free, even though they have a free tier going on that's not out yet. With everything going on, you spend $130 for a Founders Pack. You get the controller. Yep. You get access to Stadia.
Yep.
You get a Google... and what's the 4K Chromecast that is having issues overheating with Stadia? Mm-hmm. That's great. The 4K Chromecast, that's awesome. But the big thing going on is now that you have to pay for the premium tier to access all the games you paid for, well, just the Destiny concurrent player numbers are down to sub 1,000. And it came with Stadia.
Ugh.
It came with it. And it's sub 1K. I would feel bad for these people if they couldn't bring their data with them. Which at least with Destiny you can. All these other games, like when Borderlands dropped on it, it was using a 2.5-month-old build of the game. It wasn't even the current build with all the bug fixes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Stiginder in chat says, I don't think the technology will be viable until something like Starlink is operational. The tech is cool.
Well, and here's where I would disagree with that, because it's not necessarily something that's not viable. What's interesting is, funny enough, I'm in the beta right now for Xbox
Project xCloud, yeah.
Yeah, so I can stream from their servers. And one of the things I can tell you is I've been playing Ace Combat 7 on there. And it is actually very fluid. I've been playing it on the Wi-Fi at the house, on just a little cheap-ass Android phone I bought. I paired an Xbox controller to it. Occasionally I'll see a graphics glitch, but other than that, it works very well. It's surprising the level of just low input lag. Like, it's almost like I was sitting there playing it on an Xbox. Now, I'm not playing it on a web portal. I'm playing it on an app custom made for a phone. But the point still stands that there's nothing stopping Microsoft from putting an app on the Apple platform. Mm-hmm. There's nothing stopping them from putting a PC app out.
Yep.
And you just pair an Xbox with that platform and the controller and you play it. Or you can stream from your own console. I have legitimately enjoyed Ace Combat 7, a game I bought on PC. And I was like, alright, I know what to expect. Got in there. And I gotta be honest, man, like, there's nothing like the input lag that the guys over at Forbes were talking about, where you hit a space bar and then they had a camera watching the screen and then he jumped like 2 seconds later. Like, that is not happening at all. And I'm doing full-on aerial dogfights in a game. So I believe the technology is there. It's just whether they're putting the resources to properly develop it.
Gotcha.
And I think Microsoft is. I also think NVIDIA is. The problem with the whole NVIDIA situation is the developers are getting greedy. Because guess what? They've already paid for access to the game. All you're renting is a virtual machine to play the game on.
Yeah, apparently that's still... Not, people are missing out on money. Man, don't get me started talking about that.
Yeah, I think we could have a whole topic just around that. Okay. For more information on that, I would suggest you look up the YouTube channel Bellular News. Mike Bellular is an old WoW a YouTuber who turned into a game studio and a gaming news streamer on YouTube, and he's actually a very awesome guy to watch for gaming news. Mm-hmm. I would highly recommend him. He's got a lot of stuff going into that, and every week he does industry reports where he actually breaks down what's going on. Mm-hmm. High quality information.
Okay. Last little bit of news here. I have some required reading here. Thought it would be pretty interesting for people to check out here. An article from our boy Jason Schreier, again dropping the bombs here this week, titled "As Naughty Dog crunches on The Last of Us 2, developers wonder how much longer this approach can last." It was a pretty in-depth article about the work around The Last of Us 2, Naughty Dog, and more stuff about crunch. It's a really good article. I've read some of it, but not all of it. But definitely check it out. It's going to give you a lot of insight on how some of these game developers are working tirelessly, sometimes needlessly, to get you, the fans, the games that you want. And it kind of really makes you think about if you really need that game right now, or if you can wait a couple of months. There. That's it for news. That's all I've got here, guys. Anything else you got to add on news?
No, I'm actually pretty good.
Okay.
We covered all the bases. I think. We'll have to keep an eye on the human malware, but I'd also like to have an episode where we don't necessarily have to discuss it all the time.
I can't wait for that to come back. That's going to be awesome.
And it's just like, oh man, we can talk about real games and what real people are doing other than, having to fight a freaking, pandemic.
Yeah. So next up, guys, we're going to take a quick break here. Then we're going to jump into some table talk here. Going to be talking Apex Legends, The Division 2. We're also going to be talking about Call of Duty Warzone. You may notice why we didn't bring that up in the news. We're going to talk about it in table talk, as well as Ori and the Will of the Wisps. That game, kind of one of the bigger games that came out this past week. We're going to be chatting about that, give you guys some impressions on that as well. So we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. If you're listening via audio, we'll be right back after a cut. If you're listening via video or stream, don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. Hey guys, welcome back. We're back.
Howdy.
With some table talk. Second section of the show here. For people who don't know, table talks where we just sit back. This is the relaxed portion of the show where we just chat with you guys about games, gaming news, and some of the experiences that we've played and some of the new kind of games and whatnot that have popped out in the last little bit. Stigander in chat asks, so in the BRB role, that footage, that was Apex Legends. Yes, 100%. I guess that's a great lead in to one of the things I'll talk about is Apex Legends. What our gameplay and stuff will be doing. So we've been doing this past week. So, yes, that was Apex Legends. I have played a lot of Apex Legends this week, a lot more than even I expected to play.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen you popping up, and I'm like, well, we could get you to 40 in Division 2, but I see where your priorities are.
A lot of times it's like, man, I want to play something quick, and then for some reason it's like 5 hours later, I'm like, what?
Something quick.
Sure. Well, I mean, look, you can make it quick if you want. If you just land in the middle with everybody else and just stand there, you're going to get shot. But
what? No. I would never imagine that.
But no, Apex Legends has been pretty fun. It's been fun, I'll be very honest, because I've been playing with other people. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want to give a shout out to Sanders Pool, JW Moses, JMO, Palace Streams, like a bunch of other people that have jumped in and played. Mm-hmm. We've been playing together all week, and we just had a blast playing through, having fun, getting kills, getting better at the game. We got a couple of wins. So there was one win I got recently with Sanders Pool and JW Moses.
Okay.
We end up going around. It was one of the Deja Loot events that they're doing right now. Mm-hmm. We end up landing at this one spot. No one was there. We pick up loot. We're right next to the ring, so we kind of piggyback and kind of hug the wall. We end up kind of going under this cave, and there are these houses there that we kind of get loot, get some gear, prep up for, and then there's this ledge that overlooks these like houses and buildings, and that's where the ring's going to close. So we go in, and we sit there for like probably most of the match, like 7 or 8 minutes of the match. We're sitting there. Okay. Sanders Pool is posted up with the sniper rifle. I've got my Havoc and a G7 Scout weapon, just waiting for like anybody that tries and flanks us from behind. JW Moses is watching in case anybody comes and pops us in the front. And we sit there, we end up poking fun. Like, this team ends up coming into this building maybe like 50 meters in front of us.
Yeah.
And we're taking shots back and forth at each other. We had a blast with it for like most of the time. Then they get pinched with another team that comes over and starts clearing them out. Mm-hmm. And then we slowly end up working towards these buildings and where the ring closes. And at this point, the ring has gone from like this big to like this big. Like, it's super tight.
So you guys are in Overwatch position though.
We had to move in, so we're behind like this air conditioning unit in the buildings. I'm just like, oh god, I have a shotgun. I'm like, please don't come over here. And what ends up happening, the ring starts closing again, and it's 2 other teams. We just have to bum rush in. I swing around the side. Before I jump back into the ring like there's a shotgun, a Peacekeeper on the ground, and I switch out my Havoc for the Peacekeeper, and I just got this legendary light machine gun from a cargo drop. So I grab that too. And so I've got the Peacekeeper, and I run in, and I'm like, man, I hope this was the right choice. I hope nobody's sitting far away. So where the buildings are, there's this buildings, and then there's basically a spillway.
Okay.
And there are these, like, there's a bridge or whatnot across it, and then these pillars under the spillway. I think I was playing Bangalore, who has the smoke bombs.
Yeah.
So somebody drops a smoke bomb, and I end up falling into the spillway. And as I'm falling in, there's a wraith who's attacking somebody else who's downed. Pull out the Peacekeeper, boom, take the wraith out.
Okay.
So the wraith is down, and I'm trying to finish him off. Sanders Poole and JW Moses come down with me, and then all of a sudden, this toxic gas feels caustic comes in. He runs down, but he doesn't go all the way through the mist, through his fog, and so I can see his shadow, pull up the Peacekeeper, boom, boom, dead. We're the champions. It was so fun. I was like, yeah, I got to win. I got a last kill.
All right.
I was super excited about that. I mean, Apex Legends, I've got plenty of stories around Apex in general, but Apex continues to be a fun kind of experience. Again, one of the few Battle Royale games that I will actually play. Okay. And I think it really helps that playing with other people really makes a difference.
Oh, no,
it really does. Especially like all of us on Discord communicating together, it really, really makes a difference.
No, being in chat does definitely help. Funny enough, I've been playing with Palace and a couple other people and another game.
Yeah, let's talk about the game.
Division 2. And I've played that game a little bit solo, but the newer content, it really does help to be with other people. Just as far as the different tasks you're doing. I have found that it gets kind of stupid as far as the scaling. So I went with a skill build, and I'm actually not running an LMG anymore. I know. I went to an AR. So I have an AR.
I use AR a lot.
SMG.
Okay.
And I'm tempted to switch to AR shotgun.
Nice mid to short range build.
Right. Well, and so the other interesting thing is I have 6 skill pieces of gear. So I'm maxed on skill gear. So when I drop the Explodey Boys and they go, they're doing like 1.6 mil damage each. And I drop 11 of them.
That's gross. That's gross.
At the end of so we did Roosevelt Island because it was part of a quest.
Okay.
All right. I did almost 300 million damage.
Good Lord.
In Roosevelt Island.
This is at max level? At 40?
This is at level 40.
Good Lord, man.
I am very much a glass cannon, though, because I've only got like 600k armor. And it's like having like toilet paper for armor.
Hey, that's in short supply nowadays, so you gotta
be careful.
Gotta be careful.
But it's interesting because I found myself hanging back a little more, using the AR more than anything else. And then, so there's funny enough, thanks to Palace, I found out that there's a gear set called Hardwired. And I crafted the whole set that I had the materials for. Well, at 4 pieces, you get this ability that every 20 seconds, if you use another skill, it refreshes the skill that's off. And so we'll go into an engagement, drop my Explodey Boys, they scatter and go after targets, drop a health pack from the damage I just took, drop another set of Explodey Boys. And in 20 seconds, I can repeat.
Oh, that's gross.
So I'm literally just dropping Explodey Boys constantly.
That's gross.
So I'm just spamming that, coupled with an AR that has perfect stability. It's just God roll stability.
That's pretty good if it is.
So I'm literally just like, all right, well, I'm on you. I'm not losing you.
Yeah. Got you the whole time.
No, I reduced range because of that, but there's a couple of mods I have that help increase range and accuracy. And so, of course, I put those on the weapon.
Yeah, that's right.
To offset the loss in, accuracy there in range. But it's become a very interesting build because at one point I was doing shield Explodey Boys, but I had no survivability.
Yeah.
So I switched shield to health packs. Well, the health pack build where you drop just the chem launcher stuff to heal yourself or fire it at somebody else. Yeah, I got 7 charges of that because of the skills.
Jesus.
That heals a shitload of heals because of that.
That's nice. I love the chem launcher. It's really cool. I know either Palace streams or somebody has no. One of our friends has a build where he literally has like 7 or 8 shots of the chemical, like the purple stuff.
Yeah.
It like literally one shot enemy down.
So, funny thing with everything going on, Palace, Chuck, and myself decided, all right, cool, we're gonna try the level 4 challenge points, for control. I'm going to tell you now, even on normal difficulty, that is like getting dragged through barbed wire difficult.
Oh God, really? Wait.
Yeah, we were not able to put out enough damage consistently with 2 of us until Palace showed up. It was just run from the boys with the axes and don't die.
I'm coming for you.
Almost everybody was yellow.
For people who don't know, yellow is bad. Yellows are like legendary people. They're coming for you.
Yeah, and I love it when they have an axe and a shield and they're just charging at you. It's like, and the explodey boys only do 1 tick of their armor and they got 6 ticks.
I'm coming.
It's like running from Freddy. It ain't happening.
Good luck.
Yeah. No, but in all seriousness, it's been pretty fun. The final fight, of course, it's a Ubisoft game. So once you beat the big bad, you find out there's a bigger bad. Always is.
They got to keep the seasons rolling. So
yeah, exactly. And I like what they're doing with the seasonal stuff where it's a manhunt. You're hunting for an operative that works for the big bad.
Okay. Very cool.
So it's kind of interesting because they started the new game, or the new expansion of the game, where you're hunting through New York for the guys that work for Keener.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the big fight is you take on Keener.
Yep.
And so they essentially, with the new expansion, they teach you how the seasons are going to work by putting you into this.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
So I got to say, with everything going on, it's quite fun. I do have to say, if you do want to play on PC, hit me up because I'm an admin on the clan, and we'll get you in there. Okay. Incredible Threat Gaming has got a fairly active clan now.
I'm glad to hear that. That's very awesome to hear.
Later, Jack Wolfhart. Take care, man.
This is the Division 2.
Yes. We've been talking about the Division 2. I love the detail in the guns and the mods for the guns. There's so much crap going on. It's excellent.
So those are some of the games we've played basically this week. There's some other games that I've played.
What? You do more than one game? Look, you got to stop. You're going to burn yourself out.
Yeah. I mean, funny story. I haven't actually played a lot of these 2 games because Apex has sucked in a lot of life. And I can't talk about them right now. My boss is calling, so I'm actually going to step out for a minute. I'm going to put everybody on a quick BRB screen. We'll be right back. Hold on.
Sorry.
Okay, we're back. Sorry. As a boss, had to talk about the whole human malware scenario thing. Where that works. So
I said nobody ever.
So let's. I want to talk. And I will be very honest. These 2 games that I'm about to talk about with next, I'm not going to talk long about them because I haven't actually had time to talk about them. For people who don't know, I've been working on doing a lot of studying this week. We had a midterm that is actually going to be due by the time this goes out to audio listeners. So I've been focusing a lot of time on that and making sure schoolwork is done. So I haven't had a chance as much time to jump into these 2 as I've wanted to. But number 1, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Mm-hmm. I've played like 20 minutes of this game. I do intend to have a review of this game either at the tail end of this week or early next week for everyone.
Okay.
The game itself is looking pretty cool. I played a little bit on PC and Xbox, and from what I've seen so far, the game. Have you ever played an Ori game?
I actually own the prior game on Xbox.
The Blind Forest?
Yeah, that one. I have the Game of the Year edition or whatever it is.
Did you play it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a platformer with a nice little story.
So Castlevania.
It's art.
Metroidvania. It is very gorgeous. It is very, very pretty. It is very fluid in how their artwork and stuff is. It tells a very touching story. Like the little first 10-minute cutscene was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. But like I said, I've played maybe 30 minutes of this game. I've jumped in, starting to get a feel for it. Some quick things, like I've talked about, the art is great. The music is great. I really enjoy like the very soothing tones that come out from the game, and they play very well to what's going on in the story and whatnot. One thing I am going to mention, especially with Will of the Wisps, as of this recording, if you play this game, I would encourage you to play it on PC. So apparently, one thing I saw is apparently there's a patch that got applied to the PC version of the game that has not been applied to the Xbox version yet. And it actually has some performance and stability stuff. So playing on the Xbox, frame rates were choppy. Not very fluid. There were a couple of technical hitches that I saw in just the little bit of time that I played. Now, that patch is coming to the Xbox version.
Yeah, but it's easier to drop it through.
Yeah. But the PC version already has it. So I think if you want the true experience of that game right now, play it on PC. Don't play it on Xbox yet. Give it a little bit of time. Once they release the patch for that, then I think you go over there.
Okay.
But no, I mean it feels very Metroidvania platform like. Like I said, I have not had much time to play it, but I wanted to at least give a couple of quick impressions here and let you guys know that I will be working on a review for this game. So hopefully within a week or so, we'll have it ready for you guys. You can check out on YouTube and read.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a video up as well for Warlords sometime in the next week. What I gotta say though is very interesting as far as the whole New York content. Mm-hmm. I forgot how much I love the verticality that they offer in New York.
Yeah.
Whereas in DC there's a lot of running. In New York there's running as well, but it's interesting how far up they'll let you go in certain buildings and the puzzles of finding different shade tech boxes.
Yep.
So it's an interesting game.
That's a really good point.
It's interesting what they were able to change with the New York maps because of the hurricane that went through.
Yes, I love that it was a hurricane that went through, and that was their kind of hook to get people involved in it.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Because hurricanes can hit up there.
Mm-hmm. The other game I wanted to talk about is Call of Duty Warzone.
Oh, man. All right, well, you can have all the time for this.
Believe me, there won't be a lot of time for this one. I've played a little bit less. Actually, I haven't even played this game at all because Apex. But we didn't bring it up in the news, but for people who maybe missed out, Call of Duty has released their own free-to-play battle royale game. 150 players on this big map. It's free-to-play, like I said. It's trios, so it's in teams of 3. They said that they're going to have duos in one-on-one matches later.
Okay.
Some interesting... Well, we're going to go over some stats here real fast on the game, but some interesting articles that did come out from Warzones. Number 1, didn't know this. I thought that this had been abolished. So, if you are playing this game, it is free to play. You do not need a membership service if you are playing this on PC or PlayStation.
Interesting.
If you're playing it on Xbox, you have to have Xbox Live Gold to play this game online.
Well, that's interesting because I thought you needed membership services on PlayStation to do that just like on Xbox.
I thought so as well. It was confirmed and rolled out that you don't have to have PS Plus to play this game online.
Interesting. I wonder what deal they cut with Sony to make that happen. Because money was changed hands there.
Had to have been.
Because Sony controls the output for all the consoles, and it goes through their servers.
And I'm also very surprised that... I'm kind of surprised in 2 different facets. Number 1, that Microsoft hasn't gotten rid of that requirement from the get-go. And number 2...
I'm not.
And then the other question I have is number 2, like, does it necessarily matter? Is it the whole point of like the live services? I think don't you have to have, somebody can correct me on this, don't you have to have Xbox Live or PS Plus if you want to play Apex Legends or Fortnite on?
I thought you had to, but here's the thing, I haven't played those on console. So I'd be lying one way or the other if I told you that.
That's really weird. But
there goes Adderall and signing into Destiny.
Play. I think their season came out this week too. So
yeah, there's some interesting changes coming with that.
But that was very interesting to see. Another thing that we've heard numbers wise. See if I can pull up the tweet here from Warzone. That is not the tweet. I will have to pull it up on bookmarks here. Bear with me, guys, for just a second. I know I have it somewhere. There we go. So, a number of Call of Duty Warzone players. They've released some numbers already. After 1 day, there were 6 million players on Warzone. After 3 days, there was 15 million players. So, to give you guys some perspective, for Apex Legends, after 1 day, there was 2.5 million players on Apex. After 3 days, there was 10 million players. Fortnite Battle Royale players, there were 10 million players after 2 weeks of play, and 20 million players after 6 weeks of play. There. So some numbers comparisons from Daniel Ahmad over on Twitter. Are you even going to try? You don't even have Call of Duty. Well, you don't need Call of Duty to play this. You won't play this.
I won't play it because Activision Blizzard's owns it, but you want to know what platform I own Call of Duty on? That I'm not playing it on?
PlayStation?
No. The superior platform.
PC?
Xbox.
Okay. Xbox.
Yeah. I'm not buying a Call of Duty game through the
you know what?
Activision Blizzard store.
This is also cool because even though we haven't played it, this is one thing I did want to talk about this, is that one of the also facets of Warzone, it's cross-play. So it doesn't matter where you play it on. As long as we are on the Activision battle, like the sign-in thing, you're on Xbox, I'm on PC, we can play together.
Still doesn't matter because guess what? Activision.
I'm just saying, like...
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's cool. I think crossplay is important, and that is a very good feature to have. I'm still on my Activision ban.
Oh, no, yeah. I know.
My self-imposed Activision quarantine.
It's just... Looking at it there, I was thinking about this, and there was like a rush of relief in seeing here playing like crap. My friend has Xbox and I have PC, and I want to play with him. Oh, guess what? We can because of crossplay, and it's a free-to-play game. It's only it's at 15 million now as of this recording. This is going to blow up even more than it already is. I can't by next week. I'm curious what the numbers are going to be for this game.
No idea. I hope it does well. I mean, because at the end of the day, I want the developers to make money. That's the only way we keep getting more games. Yeah. I just,
But I did watch some of the gameplay. For people who don't know, there's this really interesting game mechanic as well that's in the game. So when you die in the game, the first time you die, you get sent to the gulag. And they basically have a cutscene of dragging you into this prison. Mm-hmm. And you are queued up in this very small map with another player, and they give you a gun and like a grenade, and it's you and another player who died, and you face off 1v1, and whoever wins gets to go back to the map.
It's called the gulag, right?
Yes. If you don't win, you're done. You're out. So it was a very cool mechanic in watching people like go through and play this. Apparently, if you were like, they queue all the players in here, so if your player's standing on the top part watching them battle, you can actually throw rocks at them.
Oh, people have found ways to kill people with those rocks.
Really? Yes. I haven't heard that.
I saw a thing on Kotaku earlier for that.
That's pretty funny. They might ban the rocks. Like, oh, maybe they keep them. They're like, hey, it's part of the game.
Dodge them. Dodge, dick, dive, and dodge.
You gotta watch the dodgeball to dodge them, man. But no, I do intend to play it. I want to play it a lot more because I want to give my impression. I want to try it because I want to see what Warzone's all about and what the differences are between that and Apex, because it is first person, very much like Apex is. But we will see. I was hoping that because people were playing Warzone, that there would be less people playing Apex, and so I could get more wins. That is not the case. They still come at you full force in Apex Legends. There.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise.
It's Apex.
But other than that, like I said, those are small things there. Hopefully have more information and stuff to talk to you guys about those two games next week when I get a little bit more time playing that after kind of my midterms and tests calm down a little bit. But that's all I've got for that, anything else for Table Talk? We got anything else to chitty chat about?
Not really, man. I mean, hit us up in Discord if you want to play games. If we got them, we'll look at it.
Yeah, definitely jump in and play with you guys there. We always like doing that when we're not interfacing with you via the microphones and cameras.
Yeah. I mean, beyond that, I helped someone build their PC last night.
Ooh, what'd they get?
Just 2700X, 16 gig RAM, terabyte SSD,
bad.
2060 KO.
Okay.
You know what the KO is, right? So, funny enough, before we kill everything, EVGA and NVIDIA decided to get together and they made the only KO line for the 2060. Okay. And essentially what it is their DOA 2080 chips, not 2080 Super, where they fused it off and they made it run as a 2060.
But can you overclock it?
There's no overclocking capability.
Okay.
But you get better compute performance.
Because it's got the...
it's got 2080 core.
Yeah,
so it's a 2060 in name only. So it's kind of cool.
That's pretty awesome.
So things really like awesome. That. I will say right now, if you're building a computer, go Fantex for the case. They're so nice to build in.
You showed me. Didn't you
put I have a Fantex case. Yeah. So I know Palace has seen it. Cam, you've seen it. Mm-hmm. But the two guys I've helped build their computers recently, they both got Fantex cases. Oh my god, the cable management is so nice. It takes all the work out of the job. Mm. It really does. I wish more computer case manufacturers would look at cable management the way Fantex does.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Okay.
That's all I got.
If that's all he's got, guys, then that is it for episode 6 of the Rocket Punch Show, guys. As always, thank you so much for joining in. Whether you're on Twitch, whether you're listening via podcast services, watching on YouTube, wherever. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. Remember to follow us over on our social media platforms at Rocket Punch Go on Twitter and Instagram, Rocket Punch Network over on Facebook, at Rocket Punch Go on YouTube. Just head over there to YouTube, check out our new videos. We've got a lot of stuff going up. And then rocketpunchgo.com is the place you want to go to check out all of our stuff. If you don't remember anything, rocketpunchgo.com. That's an easy place to go to find our content.
It's the best place to go, actually.
There you go. Best number 1 recommended place. Will Rocket Punch tells you right here.
Yarg.
But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate your continued support. Remember, we'll still have a show, but it might be different a little bit next week. We'll keep you guys updated. Follow us on social media or join our Discord channel if you want to hear more about that as we keep you updated. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Laters.